may be a good fit and interested in helping us doing screening services. So I would like to give them an idea of what this new initiative from the state, 1115 waiver. So if you can briefly introduce to them. And
Sure.
basically what we are thinking for network provider is they participate in this screening services with us that any qualified, meaning that the recipients, qualified recipients are Medicaid recipients. And I believe that a lot of our network providers, their populations are also Medicare recipients, so we have this overlap. And I just want to stress that it's no age limit, so it's not what they are currently, seniors or, of course, seniors included in this, but it's the entire Medicaid population that they come across with. So it's no age limit for this service, screening services. Mm, I believe that we can pay network provider $10 for screening if they screen a Medicaid recipient. Okay. But then there are some fine prints. For example, if this person has been screened by other organization, then we will find out that, we won't be able to pay because the other organization already get the screening money, right? So we will get back to them. Of course, they can screen as many Medicare recipients as they come across, but in the end, we will validate with them their screening services. So they're gonna know the requirements that is met and the so they will start
Can anyone in this meeting hear me? I don't know if I'm having audio difficulty.
Do you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
we can hear
Okay.
you.
Good morning.
Just good morning, everyone. Was just
Good
checking.
morning.
Good morning.
Hey everyone.
Hello.
All right, looks like we got plenty of folks joining this morning. So these are optional drop-in office hours that the Unitas team has set up alongside the PHS team just to support the partners' access to Unitas payments this week. So no structured agenda, no specific topics from us, just wanted a space for you all to ask any questions you might have. And I joined late, so I'm not sure the order of how people entered the room, but if you want to come off of mute, raise your hand or drop in the chat if you have questions for today. All right, Alyssa, the payment process. Yeah, do you want to narrow down which part of the process you'd like to know more about? For example, like, are you looking for more information about like the actual like remittance of payments, or are you looking for more information about how to document payment in the platform? Okay, so how the actual money will be sent. I know Samantha's on from the PHS team. Do you want to take that question on how the actual physical payment will be sent over?
Hi, yes. So I think this question had come up previously in a training. We had mentioned that we're going to follow up with our team and we'll be sending out that question afterwards.
Great, thanks. So more written information to come there. Any other questions from the group? Samantha, it looks like there is a question in the chat from Michelle that I'll pass over to you.
Yes, so PHS will be reimbursing within 30 days. So I see more questions about reimbursement. I will grab the links after and throw them in for the trainings. Sorry, there may be a little bit of an echo.
Samantha, I'm going to talk quickly about the reimbursements. So it is true. We do have a 30-day payment cycle that is by the state. We just need to make sure that that 30 days is post when services have been received or offered. So it's that closing the loop cycle. So it is really important that you make sure that on your side, that any clients that you refer over for services, that those services they've been contacted, and conversely, if you are offering the services, that you in turn have also gone ahead and, contacted and is working with that client. So just a little bit of clarity there.
And to expand on that, reimbursement is provided for invoices done for navigation services and for service delivery, just as Mike was just talking about. So it's after a proper invoice is received, either for navigation services or for service delivery, then we can go ahead and get that processed for 30 days. And like I was mentioning, we do have some trainings on this, some good ones to be in to hear more about reimbursement would be either invoice admin or the navigation training or the EHRSN training. So I'll throw in our training schedule into this chat, but those would be the places to expand on this knowledge.
And yes, those are two separate charges, Elisa, so.
Yes, I didn't mention screening because screening is automatic. So there's no invoice that's needed, but yes, the reimbursement is still provided within 30 days.
It looks like there is a platform question there from Michelle about where do we upload our financial info. So this is where you can use the Unitas platform to document the HRSN services that you provided. So there is a user guide that sort of outlines the steps that we trained on during the training sessions. But essentially you'll use the various programs that you are setting up in the platform to document the services that you provided and then submit that information over to PHS so that they can send that payment over to you.
I'm just asking, how do I get payment? No one's asked me for financial information to send money to us. So we've been in Unitas for long. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Where does that go in?
Actual physical payment, I'll pass that question over to PHS. I know from the Unitas side, we do capture your billing and TIN information during the process for the invoicing purposes.
Is anyone going to answer?
I'm going to have to take that question back to our team to be more specific. I don't want to give you erroneous information on the financial side. Apologies.
Yeah, and I know that we did share out some different user support pathways this morning. So these office hour sessions were really dedicated to Unitas platform questions. So that's why we may not have all the different user support pathway leads here. But if you want to check out that user support pathway visual that I included in the email this morning that you probably just received a few minutes ago, it was a very large email, took a while to send. It will have different places that you can go for different types of questions, including 2 additional pathways for workflow and operation type questions for PHS. Okay, any other Unitas launch day or platform questions that I can answer? If you
another question, how do we pull information as to how many screenings we've done? on our end, like as an organization? Like where would we, if I want to see like every day or every week, how many screenings has been entered by my team? How do I see that in the platform?
Yeah, so one place you could look is in the invoices work queue in the platform. So if you're an invoice admin, you will have access to that invoice work queue. Because screenings are auto billed for, so this would be specifically screening for Medicaid members, not screening for non-Medicaid members. You could go into the invoice work queue and see which invoices had been generated for that week, and you can export that information to a CSV file.
I'm sorry, I'm not too sure if this was asked already, but we have not received our logins for Unite Us to be able to screen yet.
Yep, that's expected. So we did start these office hours early in the morning today, just in case people had proactive questions, but you shouldn't expect full access to the platform until later this afternoon.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Andrea from Cavs here. I just wanted to ask again, I know that it was gone over, but I wanted to, the submitting for the billing for the enhanced services. Can we quickly touch on that again?
Yeah, are you talking about how to document that in the platform?
Yes.
Okay, yep. Let me see if I can get into the platform. I don't have a specific demo set up, but I will try and share my screen so we can at least sort of talk through the system. While I'm pulling that up, I saw there was a question about having your billing department included in these trainings. And that is completely up to your organization. There are payments users on the Unitas platform who do include their billing organization and have them, give them access to the platform so they can see that information. If you would like to do that, then you can just add your billing team to the Unitas payments platform. It'll take me just 1 second to get logged in.
And just so that everyone knows, I have reached out to my team to ask a little bit more, get more information about the question about financial information and reimbursements. And we will be getting back to you as soon as possible. Sorry for that, but I guess it's still something that we are working out. But trust me, everyone will get reimbursed, and we will take your information as to where that payment will go through. So please stay tuned.
Awesome. All right. So I am in an HRSN service provider at the organization that I'm logged into. And this is our demo organization. It doesn't exactly mirror the services under the New York 1115 waiver. But for example, at the organization I'm logged into, I provide nutrition classes, healthy meals, and a few different transportation services and medically tailored meals. So I provide a range of services here. So what I would want to do is go into my client's organization. Well, I'll actually back up for 1 second, because most often what you're doing is responding to a referral for one of these contracted services. So a navigator will have sent your organization a service for maybe rent and housing or asthma remediation, clinically appropriate meals, something like that. So what you can do is open up that referral, accept it, assign it to someone at your organization. I'm going to assign it to myself and hit save. Once I've saved it, if you're already a user of the Unitas core platform, you're familiar with this process. It turns it into an internal case. Because it is a payments program, I do have a little bit more information here than maybe a core platform user might be used to seeing. I can see this authorization status, the authorized amount, so basically how much is allowable under the waiver. If a client has already received this service before, that authorized amount might be smaller than the total amount authorized by the waiver because they may have already used some of that for their eligibility period. So our platform does automatically deduct when those services have been previously completed. So I have this information. What I'm going to do is I'm going to document a contracted service. So I am allowed to provide up to $50 worth to be reimbursed for, right? You could provide more than that, but you can be reimbursed for up to $50 worth of the services. So let's say I provide $25 worth of medically tailored meals, and I provide that on today's date range or today's date. You won't see, you'll see a couple of different drop downs here, depending on where you are at in the workflow process. This is the demo environment, so it's just asking for me to capture the place of service that's required under this waiver. Provided medically tailored meals, provided 4 meals for $25 per client. When I hit submit for review, since I was the contracted service provider, it's going to go back to my organization's admin first. So if you're at CABS and you have a care manager who provided services, when they hit submit for review, it's going to go to the CABS invoice admin. The CABS invoice admin can find that information up here in their invoices tab. So if I were the CABS invoice admin, I would go to that invoices tab and you can see the one that I just submitted for medically tailored meals for $25. I'll open that up. I'll review the information. If you need the full invoice, you can click into this link and you'll get more information. But all that I need to do is make sure that I don't flag any concerns or issues with this invoice that my care manager was trying to submit over to PHS. And if I approve it, I can hit submit up here and it'll go out the door to PHS. Once PHS receives it, that's where their process comes in of reviewing it on their end, submitting that payment over to you all and closing that out.
And you said only the admin individual can see invoices. There's no way to have an additional individual or a backup. It has to just be one person.
No, it can be multiple. So on the payments form, if you provided anyone with the user persona of invoice admin or data analyst, I believe there might be one more, I can pull it up. They'll have access to that invoice work queue. And if you want more people to have access to it, you can just let us know and we can open that up.
Got it. Okay. Because for example, I'm in Unitas because we've used Unitas before. I don't see that option. So I would definitely want to have that be something that's added then. Or will it be visible when it goes live?
It would be visible. It wouldn't be visible until it goes live. So I would give it through the end of today. And if you're not seeing it and feel like you need to, let us know after that.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ashley. Appreciate it.
These are the 3 roles that would see that invoice work queue. I just dropped them in the chat. So if you had any of those persona on your payment form, then you should have access.
Got it. Thank you.
And that is, so Eric, you do pose an interesting question there. Can the org admin see the invoices tab? The org admin can see the invoices tab if they were given payments roles. So this is where your experience might be a little bit different moving forwards if you've used our core platform in the past. So there are 2 types of roles that can be applied to any user in the platform. The first are our core platform roles, which are the roles you may be familiar with: org admin, oversight admin, referrals user, referrals admin. And then we also have our payments roles, which are an additional set of roles that are applied on top of your core platform roles. the payments rules can only be applied by the Unitas team, and they do allow you to see that payment specific functionality. So it could be, the eligibility assessment, it could be tasks, it could be the invoice work queue. And I sent out an FAQ this morning that does my best job at sort of outlining when something, if you're trying to do something, if it's tied to a core platform role or a payments role. That being said, it does get a little bit confusing. So if you have any questions, the Unitas team can sort of help point you in the right direction. Other questions?
Hi, I'm sure that you went over this already, but when does the site go live and how do we get access to the site and set up our logins?
Yeah, so you will have access by the end of today. So what that looks like will depend on whether or not you're a current Unitas user. If you already use Unitas in some shape or form, what you'll be able to do is by the end of today, you'll see that new functionality in the platform. So if you are the org admin, you'll see the invoice work queue. You'll be able to take payments actions by the end of today. You'll see all of those payments programs that you're setting up. You'll just be able to log in and see those. If you have never used the Unitas platform before and you are completely new, you'll start to see some activation emails. So you'll start to see emails that your organization's been set up, or your user profile has been set up. You need to log in. All of that should come through by the end of today.
Does the org admin have to set up the more individual users, or what's the workflow for those things?
Yeah, so if the user was in your payments form, they'll have access as well. The org admin doesn't need to do anything else. The main action the org admin needs to take is turning on the ability to accept referrals for your new payments programs. So by default, these are turned off. And when your organization is ready to receive referrals for those services, so once you're ready to provide navigation services and provide other contracted services, the org admin will simply need to go in and turn that referral status on. This is so you all have the control over when outside partners can send you referrals on the platform for these different things. Will all staff that attended training have the Unitas link sent directly to them? So if they are net new to the platform, meaning they've never logged into Unitas before, and your organization is a part of Launch Today, your users will receive activation emails. If they have used Unitas before, they won't receive a new email, but they should get into the platform and make sure that they're seeing the payments functionality. If you have Unitas, not yet. So it's going to be the end of today, likely later in this afternoon, just because of the volume of things that we have to turn on today. You won't see that until this afternoon. If you already have Unitas, you will not get an email. So I just encourage you to get into the platform as you normally would and start seeing that information. If you do see those features in the platform, that means that your access has been turned on. So I wish I could give you some sort of like official prompt, but really it's just if you're in there and you're seeing the payments programs, or if you're seeing the screenings feature, that means you do have it, and you can start completing those activities. Yeah, I can show you how to turn on. So I'm the org admin. No, I'm not the org admin at this organization. Let me switch over.
Can you show us like what's a little bit different? Cause I'm in Unitas and like it's all uploaded for us, like the programs, but I don't know what I'm supposed to like see differently to allow us to do anything. Like what's the difference I should see to be like, now we can start?
Yeah, so you may not have like your full payments role applied. That's why I recommend just waiting till the end of today to have everything fully uploaded, run, done. Starting tomorrow, again, ideally, it's a really seamless transition to our payments module, and you may not at first notice a ton of differences in the platform. If you are that org admin, you should have that little tab up here at the top by tomorrow. And then within this organization tab, so as the org admin, I'm the person responsible for turning on those programs referrals. So I go to this gear icon, I go to my organization, and I can start to see the different programs here. These are going to be those payments programs. So if you are providing screening or navigation, you'll see 1115 screening and navigation programs. If you are providing other enhanced services, you'll see those programs here. And what I'll want to do is, let's see if I have any programs that are turned off. All right, I'll go to edit program. I'll scroll down to program access, and under program status, I'll want to make sure this is turned to accepting referrals. So at first, by default, these will be turned to off-platform referrals only, and you'll want to switch it over to accepting referrals, scroll down and hit save. And then you can double check that that change went through, because back on this tab, I have that green check mark and it says accepting referrals. By default, you'll have a red X right here.
Ashley, that brings me to another question. It's Andrea over here at CABS. So we used Unitas before, and I was not an admin in Unitas before, but I am an admin in the SCN program. So I don't see the gear icon. So would we have to do something different, or wait again until the end of the day if I then see the gear icon?
Yeah, wait until the end of the day. Until then, I can't promise that any of these changes have been applied to your profile yet. Let me take a look.
Because I can't even see that to turn it on for us. Doesn't give me that option.
It looks like yeah. So it looks like Andrea, you were given the 2 user personas of direct service provider and intake coordinator. If you want to update those, all we'll need to do is just have that information sent over to us, so you can coordinate with PHS on sending us an updated form, and then we'll get those additional roles added to your profile.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other emails? Or sorry, questions? I have 1,000 emails. That's why I said that.
May I ask a question? My name is Janine from Episcopal Health Services. I am trying to find out if Unitas has had an opportunity to update CBOs and organizations within our local community. Is that a question that you would be able to answer?
Yeah, I can. So the work that we've been doing as of late is really focused on contracted partners. So CBOs who are joining the network as contracted partners will sort of inevitably be updated throughout this process. So you will see a number of new or updated CBOs on the platform through this work. Outside of this work, we do have a way of capturing well, one, we're always onboarding new CBOs across the city, across the state of New York. But also there is a sheet called a partner collection spreadsheet that any organization can fill out and submit over to our customer success team. So over to Nicole Casey. And basically it captures information about partners that you want to see on the platform. So if you have priority partners that you would like to see on the platform, so on and so forth, they can come on at no cost to the Unitas platform. This is outside of the waiver work, so they wouldn't come on as a contracted partner, but they could just join the platform as sort of a regular resource in the Unitas system.
Thank you.
And Nicole dropped her email in the chat if you have organizations that you would like us to sort of reach out to and see if they're interested in joining. Any other questions? And if I've answered your question, please don't feel like you need to stay the whole time. Again, these are drop-in. You can leave. You can come back in 15 minutes if you have another question. I don't want to take up too much of anybody's time today.
I have another question. How long would it take to have them added to the Unitas platform, those organizations? Like, say if we submitted it on a Monday, would it take 7 to 10 days? Would it, be a 24-hour turnaround? How long exactly would it take?
Yeah, so once we get in touch with that organization and they confirm they want to join, they'll need to submit a partner registration form, which gives us the information that we need to build their organization on the platform. And then from there, I think the SLA period is around 2 to 3 business weeks for them to have full access to the platform. In my experience, it happens quicker than that, but I know that our team is we have a large volume right now with the 1115 waiver work, so it may be on the longer end of that SLA period.
Thank you.
We have a question in the chat, and I can answer it. It's regarding if you have more members, team members who will be joining a role, whether it was a screener or a navigator, and they're not currently on your PRF, you will need to submit an updated PRF, just the user tab, with the information of those new members, their role, and if you have multiple office locations, it needs to align with that particular office that they are at. And then I will go ahead and forward that information to Unitas, and Unitas will put that information in. We just need to make sure that those individuals have completed all of the trainings as well for their specific role, so that way they can go ahead and be allowed to do that function. Is that pretty accurate, Ashley?
That's right.
And the time frame for that is approximately 5 to 7 days to be updated on the platform. But again, it still needs, they would still need to have the required trainings completed. And as far as the updated PRF, you can submit that updated PRF to the support inbox, which you probably have used many times. And you can flag me. My name is Mike Hernandez. I'll put my email in the chat box. And you can also CC me as well, obviously. That way I can go ahead and see that it's coming to my attention and it needs to be taken care of. And apologies if this was already mentioned, but of course we do have sort of like an ongoing open enrollment to participate in the SCN. If you have any organizations that you think would be extremely beneficial and vital to assisting us in our work, you can please share our information and they can apply to become part of the SCN. Again, it's only if you feel that there's an organization that you feel really should be participating in our network.
Other questions? While y'all are thinking of maybe additional questions you might have, I will just plug there are demo and dine sessions throughout this week. So, sort of a fun play on lunch and learns. Today, that is focused on, they're intended to be for people who are completely new to the Unitas platform. So, if you have sort of previously used the Unitas platform, they may have some redundant information, but you're more than welcome to join. Today is for organization administrators. Tomorrow is screening partners. And then Thursday, care navigators. And Friday is service delivery partners. So I know that PHS has sent out some information about these and some registration links, but definitely get connected to that support Whole U NYC email if you're interested in joining those. Those are led by the Unitas user education team. So you all have probably met Holly Stafford and Jordan Bellos. They'll be sort of leading those demo and dine sessions throughout the week. We also do have these office hours. So you just have the office hours for today and this afternoon, but we will extend these through next Monday. So we'll have this same sort of setup offered twice daily throughout the week. So as you get access to the platform this afternoon and start to get into it, you may have more questions. Feel free to join these. If you feel like your questions are really specific to your organization, there is a form that PHS has set up. You can submit some information about sort of what you're experiencing or the questions you have, and then they'll get you connected to a one-to-one session with the Unitas team. So again, this is a great place for most general questions. Pretty much anything could be answered here, but if you feel like it's very specific to your organization or your setup, there is an opportunity to meet with us one-on-one. And all of that information is in this calendar invite, so in the body of the invite here today. In our traditional sort of user support pathways, the Unitas ones, so that's our support at unitas.com and the chat bubble in the platform. Those two are still fully functional and available for you all as well. Encourage you to use them. They get you connected directly to our user support team, who's able to sort of see in the back end everything that's going on. So they're fantastic if you have like login issues or troubleshooting something in the platform, you're getting an error message, they are very, very helpful for anything like that.
那我是不是要给你打扫一下房间清理一下老鼠，或者怎么样有这个服务，对不对？或者你这个居住环境太差了，我问你，你晚上有没有水电又没水又没电，然后那个窗还漏风，根本就不是人可以住的，对不对？条件很差，那我要给你找一个 temporary housing，我还给你 arrange a car service，我还可以给你那个 food，给你 deliver 到你那个 temporary housing 里去，一直到我给你找到一个合适的那个住处为止。所有的这套服务，我们都是只要他说他有这个需求，我们都是可以给他服务的，对吧？所以说呢，对这个。这个就是后续具体的case，每 case 都不同了。而且你说的，你如果他有 asthma，你还要有那个医生开证明啊什么的，对吧？就是还是有一些，所以说我们只让这个 NP 做 screening，后面的那个 navigation care management 还是要更专业一点的，还是比较我们要就是做什么的合法嘛。
Any other questions? Okay, yes, I see a hand raised.
Hi, good morning. I joined late. I'm sorry if this was discussed already. We're going to be getting the invites to unite us later in the day. Will
Yeah.
that be one specific person in our organization?
Sorry, could you say that last part again?
One specific person in our organization, the admin to get it and then add all the users? How is it working?
Have you used Unitas before or?
No.
Okay, so then you will get an invitation to activate your Unitas account. So all individual users that were listed on the payments form will receive an email prompting them to log into the platform. Once they log into the platform, the org admin will have to just like sort of agree to use the platform, whatever standard language, and then they'll need to go in and when you're ready, turn on the program. So they'll default to off, meaning they're not turned on to accept referrals from outside partners. Once you all are ready, have had everyone logged in, get the org admin to go in there and turn on referrals for your payments program.
Okay, so the org admin will accept all the users who log in, sort of activate them, and then turn on referrals, correct?
Yep. Yeah. Well, individual users will need to log into their individual accounts.
Great. Awesome.
对吧？就是说，提供服务的机构很少，但是需要去 screen 的人是很多很多的。你别看10块钱不多，那你我给你举个例子你就是你又有这个服务，你在那个Main Street 马拉盛上面的 Main Street 大街上摆个台子，你一天就可能就收不完 application， 对吧？因为太多了，这就是一种 benefit 嘛，就说白了就是 state 给的一种 benefit， 对吧？那这种 benefit 就是附加在这个 Medicaid， 是 Medicaid recipient 才有的，但又不是 Medicaid recipient 现在所接受的这些服务，所以这些服务才是很有吸引力的。纽约州从来没有过，所以这是一个划时代的一个改变。这个机会呢，对我们很。
If you are net new to the platform, this is the subject line of the activation email you'll receive. And then here's a sample of the text that you'll see in that email.
就是说从 state 开始讲这个事情开始，然后到这个 CMS 就是 federal approve， 到真正开始做，开始这个做已经最少有5年了。
if you have someone out of office this week and they don't get around to doing it until next week and they're getting an error that they can't log in, it's likely that the invitation invalidated, not their access to the platform. And so you can just email support@unitas.com to get that invitation link revalidated for you. The reason it invalidates is a compliance reason. We just want to make sure that this invitation to access our platform that contains important data isn't sort of lingering around in an inbox for too long.
所以这样的话，你才能有更多的机会把你需要的，就是说你需要 home care 的人呢，或者说 social daycare 的人呢，也能吸引到你这边来嘛。因为你提供服务嘛，你不是主动的 sell， 但是人 walk into 你的这个 social day， 你有机会跟他去展示一下你的 social day， 也有机会跟他去介绍一下 home care， 对吧？但是有机会嘛，那你首先就是人要多嘛，这是个比例问题嘛。就是你跟大家讲，就是说，你一天如果 screen 100个，那么你总有那么1、2个吧。我说人在笨，你就开100个人，你开始。
And so just to clarify, if you are completely new to the platform, once you log in, the org admin will be prompted to sign the network participation terms and conditions, and then they'll get access to the platform. And then all users will see the end user license agreement. These are just standard agreements saying you agree to comply with inputting information on our platform.
可能是需要你的服务或需要我的服务，对吧？所以对 NP 讲，这是一个巨大的一个机会。
Any other questions?
所以我希望大家要把这一点跟 NP 讲清楚，这一定是个量，对吧？这要打量的，因为人太多了，这一定是一个风潮，这一定是就是说，反正各个族裔他都是要 access 这个东西嘛。大家现在就是一个7个 building 3年，对吧？那你看，那其中一半的有7个 building 里面有3.5个 building 已经是给什么其他的一些什么 training 一些什么护士啊，什么就是一些 professional 的。
Yes, I'm sure you all have more questions later in the week. I know today is just sort of a sneak preview into what's to come later today and tomorrow. Okay. Well, if you all think of any, feel free to drop them in the chat. We'll be here for the next half hour, so just let us know if things pop up.
200万人里面有多少人在 screen 呢？有多少人可以 quick 的 access， 对吧？所以每一个族裔其实，我说老实话啊，亚裔是比较吃亏的。比如说韩国的 market， 我搜出来看了一个，就一家个 Korean 什么 community， 呀，我就看到一个。中国呢，我好像也就看到2个，一个是 CBC， UK 吧，还有一个那个3个，还有一个是那个慈济，对慈济，但慈济它可能是food delivery 比较多，对吧？我就说就那么几家嘛，就你数得过来的，就是你看南佛 park， 然后就是中国人比较大的，就那么几家，韩国人更少。所以说但是你的 population 是很大的，就加我们就在亚洲人里面，亚裔里面，就这么几家在做这个。所以我们这 NP 呢，在我们 ACCO 下面呢，他们应该感到非常的，就是怎么讲，就是应该 lucky 吧，因为他们是极少数的，他们是就自然来的 benefit， 就是说因为他是我们的 NP network， 又跟新康，然后 ACCO 跟新康，所以他们就是自然的能把他们 include 进来了。那我希望他们能借助这个机会，真正的就是说可以让更多的这个亚裔嘛，我不能说只能说 跟老人不一样，你们跟 NP 讲，跟老人就是2个小时，对不对？这是一个你现在 Medicaid benefit 以外的 Medicaid benefit。
Just a quick pulse check. Any new questions from the group?
吃住行，对吧？但是你要先 screening 一下，你 screening 完了以后，我们才能确认。后边还有 validation 了，还有比如说我们后面很复杂的，我就不多讲了。就是后面我 screening 完了以后，我们还要 validate 它是不是符合要求啊，还有这样那样的navigation 啊，还有这个 case management 啊，那后面一堆事儿呢，对不对？这个不是他们要 worry 的了。但就是说，在这2个事儿，你如果想你有这种吃问题、吃住行方面的需求，对不对？而且我们 medical 的我们可以去 verify， 对不对？那么你只要在我这做 screening， 我们后续呢就帮你去process。你就让这个 NP 给这个讲清楚，咱们也不多讲，因为所有的 marketing 的 material 都是要跟那个 DOH 报备的我们也不能。对。对。对。对。对。所以对 NP 讲，对吧？你想你一天你 screen 100个都不是多的。中国人 Medicaid 中国人 Medicaid eligible 的 recipients 有多少？对吧？所以不多的就算你一天你 screen 100个是不多的。但我就跟他讲，就是说，然后 on the side NP 对 NP 讲，它不是只是一个 additional 收入的问题，就是说这个是一个没有 competition 的一个市场，对吧？我们刚才讲的那个 answer 也就是告诉我们，对不对？我们一共就那2亿里面，包括韩国人在内，对吧？一共也就这么几家在提供这个服务，对吧？那我们的优势就在于我们的 NP 已经在 local 的 community 里面很多了，很多所有的 NP 不是所有的 NP 都是在 local 的 community， 对吧？所以我们是很容易就在这个 local 的 community 里面去大量的去做 screening。只要你能大量的 screening， 你才有机会，比如说recruit更多的病人到我们这里来，对他们来是好处。所以这个等于说是 one stone two bird， 一石两鸟，对不对？就是这个意思。所以这个对 NP 讲，他们是好处是很多的。所以我们就是等于说，我们这些 NP 原来是很辛苦的，在外面去招病人，现在呢是跑道变了以后呢，他们是很 easy 的就可以 access 到很多的病人。然后在这个病人里面，那就看他们病人是不是信任他们，他们接到服务。就是说，你不是第一天这个人 screening 完了以后， 1500人变成5000人，明年由5000人变成1万人。就是说你这个，原来我们可能没有这种机会，可以这么快速的成长起来。那对我们讲，就是因为有了这个 SCN 这个 Waiver 15，然后加上我们有一个很好的一个 NP network，加上我们有很好的服务，我们的 structure 都很好的情况下，我们的服务啊什么都很 strong 的情况下，就是产生共振了。一个共振呢，就让我们就是 speed up 我们的这个成长这个 growth 的这个速度了，对吧？所以我跟大家讲，今年对我们讲，对每个人讲啊，就是不止 NP， 对我们公司，对我们现在 NP team 都是很重要的一年。所以大家一定要对这上面有重视，然后呢，跟 NP 呢多了解他们的需求，让他们多了解一下这应该怎么做，目标是什么，好吧？一定要讲的要清楚，然后这个呢，刚开始的时候大家也不熟悉的过程，但我希望这个过程要短一点，对不对？然后进入状态，因为我们现在还没做 screening， 但 screening 从2月1号开始，对吧？所以说那个形势这个比什么强了，对吧？就是已经是这个已经是这个胃已经是起来了，我们是顺着这个胃起来的，我们不是说against current 就是一个海洋一个胃，你要是 against current 你就很 hard， 对不对？有 follow the current 你就 upward 你就起来了，对不对？所以我们现在就是我们要做的就是共振，让这个 NP， 我今天刚才跟你讲的也是这样，跟 NP 就是这么讲，对不对？对他们最大的 opportunity 就是产生共振，就是大量的 screen 这个 Medicaid recipient， 然后快速的 expand 他们的 market share。等2年3年以后，我们回头看这个事情，我们已经是当日的这个 market， 别人已经没有机会了，已经没有机会。
Just checking in, we have 15 minutes left of office hours this morning. So, are there any new questions that I can answer from the group?
allocate 到我们这个 program 来，我们都已经是这个里面的 major player。
Okay.
对吧？当你是一个 major player， 当你当 market 的时候，我们这些 NP， 我们现在的这些团队就没有那么累了，因为他这个就是只要有 demand， 大家想我要做这个 benefit， 我就找这家所以就是找 ATC 我就可以，我找这个 NP 就可以，我打这个电话就可以，对不对？没有就是不会这个 referral 是从病人那边来，互相
All right. Just a few of y'all left. Thank you guys so much for dropping in this morning. Our next session is this afternoon, and then again, more sessions throughout the end of the week. So if there are no other questions, we'll go ahead and close out this meeting and look forward to having you all on the payments platform this afternoon. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.